Anybody in there? Everybody ready? It's the second installment of B.Jr.'s Horrific Halloween 2012. Mocha Light, Starbucks, Frappuccino, 100 calories with a slight taste of chocolate. Exquisite. Try them. They're very good. Can you say espresso coffee? Guys, what I want to do today in the second installment of this series of videos that I started doing last year for the Halloween season, if you will. I started my season a little bit early this year. Hope you'll excuse me for that. Mainly due in part that I'm going to be away on business the week of Halloween of all weeks. But I'll probably still be uploading videos during that time, so you won't really notice that I'm gone. So they'll be pre-taped, kind of like a TV show. They're pre-taped. It's all about editing, guys. You know, shell game. Bear with me, I'm on a little bit of espresso high this evening, so it's going to be around the world. But what essentially I want this video to be about, it's a little bit different. It's not directly about movies today, but it's about horror conventions. I want to give you some tips on what I think are the important points of going to a convention. There are an abundance of them this time of year. That's why I wanted to do this video. So basically, what B.Jr.'s tips for you or advice to you if you're thinking about going out to one of these shows recently, what I can tell you that I've had the best luck with. I've been, over the last couple of years, I started going to conventions, saving up for them, and doing little road trips, not only my home state, but out to surrounding states. I'm gearing up for Scarefest this weekend, and I just thought I'd slow things down a little bit, grab a little Frappuccino here, and tell you what I think are the best tips that I can think of right off the top of my head to ensure that you may have a good time at a show. First and foremost, basically go to the website. Do a little research. See who's coming in attendance as far as like a horror all-star or a celebrity guest, whatever you want to call them, or paranormal, because this show I'm going to is basically half horror, half paranormal. So if you're into the Ghost Hunter type thing, or Ghost Hunters International, Destination Truth, all those shows, there's going to be some folks from those shows there too. So whatever your pleasure. Or if you're just strictly a horror memorabilia collector, go to the website first. See what's available. Print out the schedule. See what kind of Q&As are going to be going on. What kind of midnight movies are going to be going on. If there's going to be a film fest, for you independent filmmaker or filmmakers of the house, if you're going to make your own backyard horror film or something, check and see if you can enter your film into a contest. Things like that. See what's available first. Get a feel, lay of the land. Put your feelers out there. Find out what they have available. Sometimes I've seen where they have zombie walks at these shows. If you want to dress up like a zombie and do the walk, or if you want to go to a horror mask or costume masquerade ball, I've seen them where they have those things. I'm kind of a movie nut. I look out for midnight movies, stuff like that. I think they're going to have like Evil Dead 2 playing Saturday night at midnight at the local theater at the Scarefest convention. So things like that. Look for those kind of things. Find out what your pleasure is. If it's the vendor hall, see what vendors are going to be there. What kind of events, speakers, that kind of stuff. Look at everything. Don't look at just one thing. Don't look at the headliner stuff only is my point. Second tip. Take lots of money. Mainly due in part to there's ever rising cost of autographs, ticket prices. Memorabilia is usually more expensive, like from the vendor hall on Friday and Saturdays. But if you'll save a little bit of money and kind of get a little, go around the room your first day or two, it's going to be harder if you only go one day. But if you go the whole weekend like I'm trying to do from now on, basically, if you go and you walk around and kind of get a feel for what's out there, an object or an item that you might want to buy for your man cave or whatever. If you go on Sundays, a lot of time, I know the DVD costs usually get slashed in half. A lot of the dealers are trying to get rid of stuff before they have to go home. They have to take all that junk back with them. So probably wait till Sunday if all possible to see if see if you get a little break in the cost. And also as well, take a lot of money mainly because you never know what you're going to find. There might be that one object. It might cost $50, but you're not going to find it anywhere but a horror convention. Like, for example, myself, I've got the awesome Creepy Hawks mask from creepyhawks.blogspot.com. Sorry, I can't speak. I'm don't express so high here. Check them out. Creepy Kentuckian over at deadpit.com makes awesome masks. But anyway, my point is, I'm looking for a Jason Voorhees bust, like the head and shoulders bust, so I can put my Creepy Hawk over it. Things like that. You're not going to find that at any old Halloween store or something like that this time of year, so you really kind of have to go the little extra mile to get those kind of things. Also, I'm kind of looking for maybe like a wooden, kind of almost, probably to scale Crystal Lake sign. Crystal Lake, Camp Crystal Lake sign is what I'm looking for the man cave here, because, you know, I've kind of got enough posters and junk on the wall. I'm running out of wall space, so I'm not really looking so much for posters and things like that. I'm kind of getting out of that, mainly due in part to I keep taking one-sheet posters with me, and I keep getting ripped or damaged at these shows. So you have to carry around the tube and all that. But if that's your thing, you know, don't let me dissuade you, because you can take whatever item with you want to get an autograph on, which is going to be my next segue into my next tip. Not only taking a lot of money for the vendor hall and events and stuff, but take money mainly because it's just the world we live in. If you want to get if you see on the website a celebrity or a horror all-stars are becoming to be called, like Michael Berryman, for example, from The Hills Have Eyes, the guy with the bald head, you know what I'm talking about if you're a horror buff. If you want his autograph, 9 times out of 10, he's going to have some cool 8x10s or some mini posters on his table, which is what I look out for now, because I'm getting out of the one-sheet thing. That was something I used to do a whole lot about, and I got my favorites down in the basement, but can't really display a whole lot of them in the man cave. So I'm really looking for 8x10s and 11x17 little mini posters. 9 times out of 10, he's going to have something like that on his table, or most of the celebrity guests will have that on their table available to get an autographed souvenir on. But that comes with a price, because a lot of times nowadays, if you don't catch them in the elevator or just on the fly or through the mail autographs, you're going to have to pay for it at a convention. A lot of times I've seen where if you get there early, if you get there on Friday evenings, a lot of times you can not only get in line, or if no line at all, you get to spend more time with your special hero from horror movies and get to talk to them, get to jabber on about special effects or whatever question you want answered by your celebrity guest person, favorite or whatever. But sometimes, just sometimes, like last year at Scarefest, I got a lot of autographs due in part to a lot of them only costed $10 on Friday evening. Now Saturday rolled around, which I'm hoping this won't happen this year. A lot of the prices went up, because that's like the full day when a lot of people come and the lines get big and the place is really booming on Saturday. So it's really hard to get in. You have to wait longer. You don't get to jabber on as much with your celebrity guest favorite. So my tip about autographs is basically take money, but try to get your autographs on Friday night, because that seems to be the easiest night to get in line. Plus, you get to talk to them more, get to have more of a personal level with your guest that you want to get an autograph from. Plus, the prices are usually sometimes cheaper. Not all the time, but sometimes they're a little bit cheaper. My mouth is running a mile a minute, son. If I was doing any better, I'd have to pay $1 for a headache. Alright guys, the next tip on the list here, I guess, go prepared. I mean, with that kind of segueing off the autograph thing, if you're going to get some autographs and memorabilia signed, you can get anything you want signed. And sometimes, just sometimes, depending on the guest, they'll charge you less if it's your item. Sometimes, not all the time. Depends on the show and who's in attendance. The thing I've learned along the way, after a couple of autographs getting signed in like dark spaces with black markers and stuff, go out to Office Depot or Wally Mart, get you some of these Sharpie metallic silver or gold or whatever color, whatever your fancy. Get you some different colored Sharpies and take them with you. Have them in your back pocket, in your backpack, whatever you're taking with you. Because sometimes, I don't know why, the celebrity guests only bring like one marker with them and it's black. And if you've got a dark colored autograph photo or poster like I had with the Fright Night Chris Sarandon thing I've talked about in a prior video, if you get it signed in a place where it's going to be hard to see, it doesn't really look good when you put it on the wall, just in my opinion. So get some Sharpies, get some good bright colors, something that you can, that way you can have more control over what you get signed and how it looks. That being said, I'm turning into more of a DVD Blu-ray guy to get signed. So I've got me a nifty little stack of Blu-rays and DVDs I'm going to be taking with me in my backpack, just as a precautionary measure in case the photos on the tables are not strong or they don't have any mini posters available, I love posters, and I'll get the mini posters if they're available. But if not, just get a, basically just to give an example. Derek Mears, Jason from Friday 2009 is going to be in attendance. It's not my favorite Friday or anything, but since he's on the cover of the Blu-ray, there's a nifty little spot over here for him to sign in silver. So, that's the way I think. Anyway, I can only tell you the way I'm going to do it. You can do it any way you want to, and that's what's so great about it. If you're a poster nut, get you a tube and take your big old theatrical one-sheet posters. 8x10 folks, they got plenty of those on the tables. Whatever way you want to do it. Go nuts. Go wild. It's awesome. Just go wild. This is magic stuff in the bottle, guys. Basically, what I'm saying is, take your own stuff if you want to. Take a little backpack, backpack or something, so you can have more control over what you get signed, or be able to fall back on something if you don't like what they have available to be signed as an autographed souvenir. That's all I'm going to say about autographs. Okay, they cost money now. If you want one or two, you're going to pay for it, but try to get them done on Friday if you can. Saturday's the booming day, and Sundays, a lot of times I've noticed, some celebrity guests leave, and they leave early, so you won't have a chance to meet them again on Sunday. So that's kind of my round the world autograph tips. That's what B.Jr. does, is going to continue doing in the future. So I've had best luck with that in the conventions I've been to in Kentucky and Charlotte and places like that. So I guess as a closing tip, I could honestly say a convention, don't just go for the autographs, guys. They're an important part. You can meet your hero and all that, but you can never plan it out, as I said before, because with Scarefest, just kind of notably saying, they've had a lot of cancellations this year, but then again, they've put some people back in their spots. You can kind of do the shell game all day long and try to plan it all out. It isn't going to work, guys. Just go prepared. Have a good time. That's my running back burner tip. Try to have a good time no matter what, because you're paying for it. You might as well have a good time. Meet up with some YouTube buds. Go for the community. That's my next tip. If you know some people that are going from different areas, try to meet up, shake hands, meet each other for the first time. Because a lot of us see each other on YouTube all the time. We're always commenting on each other's videos. Why not try to meet up with some of those folks and just say hey in person? Because it's a very surreal thing at first. I know first time I met guys like Pizzell, Ron 1988, the Dead Brothers guys, Movie John 75, the Dead Pit Boys, I've seen him a couple times. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. I mean, Doug Lander, all the guys that show up at these shows, take time and just, don't be afraid. Just say hello and howdy and say howdy, because it's like, say, it's kind of surreal at first that you're like actually getting to see people that you normally see on YouTube, but you don't get to see them firsthand and just shoot the bull about movies and about your favorite horror movie, favorite horror characters and stuff like that. It's pretty neat. And you can go shopping around the vendor hall, which is my next tip. Take time for the vendor hall. Don't just go on an autograph quest, guys, because it never works out the way you think it does or will. Go to the vendor hall. Seek out all the local vendors. Look at the different masks that might be available. T-shirt vendors are awesome there. You'll find some of the wildest T-shirts you won't find on the internet or most of the time at Halloween stores or at Walmart and places like that. You're not going to find stuff like that at Walmart. You're just not going to. There are DVD dealers there. I don't advocate a lot of the DVD dealers there because a lot of times there are bootlegs in attendance, but I've been known to buy. I'll be honest, I've bought them before, mainly because they sometimes you can only find movies that have been way out of print for so long. They're available. I'm just going to say they're there. I'm not going to say it's the thing to do because I don't support that usually, and the ones that I bought in the past I don't have anymore. I've since waited till they've come out on DVD and replaced them. So the thing about it is take time in the vendor hall. Take time at Q&As. That's really what I'm going for this time. It's not so much the autographs and stuff. I know I showed you a nifty stack. Those are just for preparation. I'm on a budget, guys. I'm only probably going to come away with about 3 or 4 autographs tops, if I do get any. Photo ops are total bullshit. I'm just going to say it. I'm sorry about the profanity, but they're bullshit. I heard tell through the grapevine that Scarefest is not doing photo ops this time, thank God. So basically, if you go to a place and you don't feel comfortable paying for a photo op, my advice, don't pay for it. I just flat out will not pay for those anymore because it's total raping the fans for more dollars. There, I've said my little piece on photo ops. Basically, take time for. I'm going more for the Q&As this time. I want to talk to more of the John Carl Beekler is going to be there. He's a special effects wizard from yesteryear, and he's also directed a couple of horror favorites, Friday 7, Troll, and the list goes on. I wanted to talk to more about the special effects aspects of movies with him for a little while. Stop in and see the guys from deadpit.com. They're hilarious. They're great guys to meet. See T-Shirt Joe from Fast Custom Shirts. If he's there, he's usually a great one to meet in person as well. He really knows how to drink. Joe, you know what I'm talking about. Basically, spread yourself around is my whole point. Don't be just there for the autographs or just for one particular thing. I think if you spread yourself around, have the full experience, I highly recommend. I've been to shows where I only stayed one day. Tried to go on the Saturday, like down in Charlotte, North Carolina. I think even though that's close to where I live, and I do have to drive in, but from now on, even if it's a local one, I'm going to go stay like overnight, because if you can stay overnight at least one night and go 2 days at least, I think you'll get your full worth out of the, out of the convention itself. I know money is what it is in the economy we are. I'm not trying to say I'm a rich guy. I'm not. I've had to save all year just to go to this, so it's one of those things where, $10 here, $20 there, put it in the piggy bank, and it adds up over time, and that's how I get to go to these things. So basically, just set your priorities up and go have a good time, man. This video's went on way too long, so basically, just to recap, basically, check the website, see who's in attendance, plan it out a little bit, not much, but just try to get a game plan for what you want to go for, see if it's something you might enjoy. Basically, take your own items just in case you want to get them signed. Spread yourself around, see the vendor halls, take some money with you. You will need some money. You can't just go on nothing because you got to buy tickets to get in. It is a business to a certain degree. You got to go do that. Spread yourself around the vendor halls, see all the different guests involved. Just most importantly, guys, I can't stress this enough. I'll leave you like this: go have a good time, because if you're not having fun, it isn't worth doing. Take care, dudes. I'll catch you next time. Rock on!